Thinking about getting an air fryer? There are a lot of choices out there. It can be overwhelming, I know. But before you go spend money on an air fryer, I've got 6 points for you to consider as you make your decision. I'll also show you the 3 air fryers I own and what I love and what I don't love about each one of them. By the end of this video, you are gonna feel confident in making your air fryer purchase. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kathy from fabulesslyfrugal.com, and my channel is dedicated to helping people use their air fryer. I've got videos like this one that explains how an air fryer works. Then once you get your air fryer, be sure to watch this video about common air fryer mistakes. Then it's time to start using your air fryer by making some of the air fryer recipes that I share right here. And in case you are wondering, this video is not sponsored. I purchased each of these air fryers on my own, and I'm simply sharing my own opinions about each of them. You will find links to all the products that I mentioned, plus all of the recipes you'll see down in the video description below. Are you ready? Let's go. Remember, if you can grill it, fry it, or bake it, you can likely whip it up in your air fryer. So the very first thing you need to consider is the cost. Don't go buy a super cheap no-name brand. They are priced so low for a reason. They were made cheaply and will not produce great results. However, you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get a good air fryer. For example, my Philips air fryer is the first one that I bought, and it was $350. When I decided to start this YouTube channel, I felt like it just was not reasonable to promote something that costs that much money. So I went and bought the #1 selling air fryer on Amazon, which is the Cosori brand. And what I found is it cooks just as well as the Philips air fryer. Buying an air fryer shouldn't break the bank. Watch for air fryers to come on sale during Prime Day, Black Friday, and other different holidays throughout the year. Invest your money into something good, and while you won't find an air fryer with 100% perfect reviews, I do recommend you pay attention to those that have thousands of positive reviews. #2, consider the space in your air fryer. Air fryers will state the capacity, but that can be deceiving because some air fryers are more narrow and more tall than other ones, which means you will have less horizontal cooking space to cook your food on. So it might say it's a 6-quart air fryer, but if it was only 7 inches compared to 9 inches, you'd only be able to fit one nice big steak inside of it instead of 2. 2 of my air fryers have baskets that are 9 by 9. With both of these, I can fit an entire 4.5-pound whole chicken inside of them and cook it beautifully. But the basket to my Instant Pot air fryer lid is not as wide, and I cannot fit an entire chicken inside of that one, even though the Instant Pot advertises it as a 6-quart air fryer basket. Which leads me to #3. I can't tell you how many viewers have told me how bummed they were that they started with a small air fryer. They only bought a 3-quart air fryer and now are spending money to buy another air fryer that's at least double in size. I have 5 kids at home, plus my husband, and if I have nights where I make hamburgers or fries, I either cook in batches or I use both of my big basket style air fryers. But times where I'm cooking things like a pork tenderloin or chicken thighs for chicken tacos, or even a side of veggies, I have no problem using just one 5.8-quart air fryer. Which leads me to another important point to consider: which type of air fryer is going to work best for you. You could get a basket style air fryer like what I have, or there are oven style air fryers that have doors that open more like an oven with racks, and some even include a rotisserie function. You could also get a multi-cooker, like the air fryer Instant Pot lid is obviously also an Instant Pot. I don't own an oven style air fryer, so I can't speak from personal experience, but some of my viewers have shared that they are hard to clean and don't crisp up food as well as the basket style air fryers do. They will also take up more counter space and are a lot heavier than a basket style air fryer. And since I can fit a whole chicken in my 5.8-quart air fryer, there's no need to pay extra for a rotisserie function, in my opinion. And with the multi-cookers, it's nice to have an all-in-one appliance, except for those times where you're actually wanting to use your pressure cooker to cook up part of the meal and your air fryer to cook up another part of the meal. Then you're gonna have to wait and cook in batches or just figure out something different. And something else to consider as you look at the air fryer styles is the wattage. Higher wattage means food will cook faster. My Cosori and my Philips are both 1700 watt air fryers, where the air fryer lid to the Instant Pot is 1500. I recently cooked up some chicken strips in all 3 of these units, and the chicken tenders that I cooked with the air fryer lid in the Instant Pot did take a little bit longer to cook. Plus, I really didn't think they were as crispy. #5, weight and footprint. Now, I am an anti-counter clutter person. I'm lucky enough to have this beautiful big pantry behind me where I can store all of my appliances that we use. I wasn't planning on leaving my air fryer out all the time, but then we fell in love with it and use it daily. It has earned a permanent spot on my kitchen counter. If you plan on storing your air fryer away when you're not using it, choose an air fryer that is more lightweight. My Philips air fryer is 19 pounds, where my Cosori is 14 pounds. The Cosori is just easier to maneuver, but we still leave it out on the countertop. The air fryer lid to the Instant Pot is 6 pounds, so keep that in mind because you do have to lift that on and off the Instant Pot. Plus the Instant Pot itself is another 11 pounds. And there are a lot of moving parts to this entire unit, so I actually don't even use it that much. And if you do intend to leave your air fryer out, make sure you have a dedicated space where it will fit nicely so you can pull it out away from the wall and there's room underneath the cabinets for it. Then you'll want to research the warranty and the customer service. Generally, you can expect about a 1-year warranty on most air fryers. Just stay away from those that are offering less. All 3 of my air fryers come with a 1-year warranty. I later discovered that if I had registered my Cosori air fryer on their website within 2 weeks of purchasing, they would have extended that warranty to 2 years. And it's important to consider customer service. No matter what kind of warranty you have, if you can't reach anybody, that's not going to help you. One way to vet a company and check out their customer service is to reach out to them and ask them a question. See if you even hear back from them. If you don't get a response, I would shy away from buying from that company. If for some reason your air fryer is a lemon, it's reassuring to know that a company's going to take good care of you. Although I haven't needed it, I have heard wonderful things about Cosori's customer service. The last one might be a little bit harder to know, but check out the interface and the ease of use. Ask their friends what they do and what they don't like about their air fryer. I'm your new friend. I'm going to tell you what I like and don't like about each one of these. I do love how smooth it is to operate my Philips air fryer. The basket pulls out and closes with ease. And that's because the base of the air fryer is attached to this drawer where the basket fits right inside of. It's very hands-free, it's easy to put food in and out of. Although it is quite annoying to try and clean around this when I try to deep clean this air fryer. With my Cosori, I do always have to hold the basket or find a place to set it down on when I'm putting food inside of it or taking food out. It's a little noisy and clunky sounding as I open and shut the drawer, and I do have to use a little bit of force compared to the Philips. And as I mentioned, the Instant Pot air fryer lid has a lot of moving parts. It's cumbersome to use when I'm rotating food. If I'm going to use this middle rack, it's hard to get out, and hot pads are always required when using this one because everything in the unit is hot, which also means I don't feel comfortable letting my little kids help me when I'm using this particular air fryer. By contrast, the basket style air fryers are a lot more user-friendly, and it's easier for my kids to navigate as well. With this lid, you also have to be sure to use this protective pad because you gotta set this super hot lid down when you're taking food out of the air fryer. As far as the control panel goes, the Cosori has a ton of different presets on it, and their newer model, which I don't have, allows you to program your own presets, which I think would be awesome. I love that it has a preheat button. I love that it has a shake reminder feature and the keep warm setting. I also love that it automatically shuts off when I open the air fryer in the middle of cooking, and then when I close it up, it automatically starts off right where I left it. Whereas the Philips does not have that auto shut off feature. One thing that I don't like about the Cosori is that the beeps can get a little bit annoying. I wish I had volume control on that or could shut those off when I'm pressing all of the buttons to set the time and temp. Whereas the Philips is nice and smooth. I love how easy it is to set the time and the temperature, and it's nice and quiet. Each of these air fryers heats up to 400 degrees, but the Philips only cooks in 25-degree increments, where the Cosori is 10-degree increments, and the air fryer lid is the most versatile with 5-degree increments. I have found that the 10-degree increment setting is just fine. The 25-degree for the Philips did cause some issues sometimes. At the end of the day, out of these 3 air fryers, the Cosori is my #1 pick. It's affordable, it's user-friendly, and out of those 3, it's the easiest to clean. Even though there are a few annoyances, it is my favorite one to use. You will find links to all 3 of these air fryers, plus some other helpful videos down in the video description box below. Let me know which air fryer you end up getting. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.